Hello dear students of class 10th, welcome to geography class. I hope all of you are fit and fine. Students, in this video, I shall be continuing with the third chapter of geography, that is water resources. So students, in the previous video, I had explained you about 4 ways to conserve water in different areas. As I told you that there are variations in different techniques to conserve water. Right, we are studying about rainwater harvesting. How can we harvest the rainwater? How the rainwater can be harvested? How the rainwater can be saved and stored for later use? So, in which I explained you about gulls and kulls. So, firstly I explained you about gulls and kulls, which were used in mountainous regions of western Himalayas. So, what were gulls and kulls? See, the hilltops were cleared and those hilltops were used to conserve water. They were used as storage structures in order to save water. Then I explained you about khadans and johats. The second one, khadans and johats were used in Rajasthan and Jaisalmer. See, now what happened in khadans and johats? See, the agricultural fields, they were converted into rain-fed storage structures. Okay. And as a result of which, what happened? Since in the Rajasthan areas, in the areas of Jaisalmer or Rajasthan, there is arid soil is found there. That means the water retention capacity of that soil is very low. So if the rain fields are converted, they are converted into storage structures, then what will happen? The soil will absorb water, and then in the future, whenever the crops will be cultivated, the crops will get moisture. From where they will get moisture? They will get moisture from the soil. So this is the second method, that means khadans and johats. Then I explained you about bamboo drip irrigation system, which is a very old system of transporting water from one place to another. And bamboo drip irrigation system is used in Meghalaya, where the bamboos, they are cut into 2 parts and channel is made. Big channels are made, and from those channels water passes, or the water is transported from the streams or river or water bodies to the agricultural field. Then I explained you about inundation channels. See, in the flood plains of Bengal, people developed inundation channels to irrigate their fields, and these channels, they were meant to carry the overflow of water from rivers and other water bodies to fields for irrigation. So I hope that till here all the points are clear. Now let me come to the 5th way of conserving water. So the 5th way is rooftop rainwater harvesting. This is a very important method to conserve water. Very important as well as very simple method to conserve water. Yes, we are studying the different techniques of rainwater harvesting. Now, the next way or the next technique to conserve water is rooftop rainwater harvesting. So, this is a familiar method. See, we will connect rainwater harvesting with rooftop rainwater harvesting. Now, what is this rooftop rainwater harvesting? So students, I feel that in many of your houses this must be in practice also. See, first I will tell you that if rooftop rainwater harvesting is not there, then what happens? If we are not using this or we are not practicing this rooftop rainwater harvesting, then what happens? During rain, the rain falls on our roofs and it is drained out. It is drained out from pipes, either on roads or on drainages. That means the water is completely wasted. We are not using water. So the main aim of rooftop rainwater harvesting is to save that water, to save the water that comes to our roof, that falls on our roof. Now the question is that how this can be done, how the rain that falls on our roof, on our terraces, how that rainwater can be harvested, how that rainwater can be saved. See, whatever water is collected from roof, so with the help of a PVC pipe, what has to be done? That water has to be transported. That water has to be transported to the ground. It can be transported to any tank that is kept to any tank, or that can be attached to the hand pump. So what will happen? You just have to connect your roof to the ground where your hand pump is there or where your tank is there with the help of a PVC pipe. So all the water will be transported from your roof to your tank or hand pump. So what will happen? What will be the result of it? See, the result of it will be that the water that will be, see, the result will be that the groundwater or your hand pump, wherever your hand pump is there, that water will be recharged and the groundwater level can be maintained. So this will be the outcome of rooftop rainwater harvesting. Now students, I will explain you this concept. I'll connect this topic, this rooftop rainwater harvesting, with Tanka system, Tanka or tank. I will connect this topic with the Tanka system with certain modifications. Okay. Let me tell you students that this system is connected, this rooftop rainwater harvesting system is connected to the Tankas. Where this is done? This is done in the arid and semi-arid areas of Rajasthan. That means Bikaner, Pahalodi, Barmer, etc. That means basically this is done in the areas of, in the desert areas, that means Rajasthan areas. See, these areas, they had underground tanks or tankas for storing or the drinking water. Tanks are there in order to store water, and these tanks could be as large as a big room or of different sizes. They depend upon the size of the house. So it can be of any size. It can be a very big tank or it can be a small tank also. And you know, these tanks, they are built inside the main house or the courtyard. Please remember that these tanks, they are built inside the main house or the courtyard, and these tanks, they were connected to the sloping roofs of the houses through a PVC pipe. So what will happen? The water from the roof, the water from the terrace, that will get transferred through that PVC pipe to the tanks or tankas, as you can see in the picture also. This is the terrace and this is a PVC pipe, and here we have tankas. So during rain, what will happen? The water will directly come to the PVC pipe and then it will go to the tankas. That means the water will be saved, the water will be preserved, and this water can be used for further use at the time of shortage or when other resources, the other water resources are dried up. So this is a very useful and economic method in order to conserve water, economic and environment friendly method to conserve, to save, to collect water and use it whenever required, especially during the summer season. So what are the advantages of rooftop rainwater harvesting that are connected to tankas? This is a very reliable source of drinking water, and it is also called as Palar Pani in Rajasthan. Please remember that this system is called as Palar Pani in Rajasthan, and it is considered as the purest form of natural water. So this is the first advantage. Second, it beats the summer heat. It beats the summer heat as it would keep the room cool. See, since the tankas or the tanks, they are placed underground, they are placed underground, so it keeps the house cool, especially during the summer season. And one more point, students, that the first spell of rain that is not usually, or that was not usually collected as this was cut this line. Now one more point, students, the first spell of rain was not usually collected as this would clean the roofs and the pipes. Whenever the first rain was there, that water was not used to save, that water was not saved. Why? Because the first spell of rain usually cleans the terrace, the pipes, the tankas, everything. So that water is not collected and saved. So this is a very reliable method to conserve water, and this can be done by anybody. Anybody can do this. You can definitely attach your roof with a PVC pipe, and that PVC pipe will go to your tank or any storage that is in your house, and that water can be saved for future at the time of scarcity, at the time of shortage. So I hope that this topic is clear to everybody. And students, if I talk about now today, then this system is declining as plenty of water is available due to the perennial Indira Gandhi Canal, but some houses they still use this method. Okay, so I hope that rooftop rainwater harvesting is clear to everybody, that how rooftop rainwater harvesting is done. Harvesting means water is harvested, it is saved. Now let me come to the last topic of this chapter, that is I will talk about Gendathur village. So the last topic is about Gendathur village. So this is basically a backward village. Yes, this is a backward village. It is basically a name of a village in Mysore, Karnataka. And you know, this is a village in which nearly 200 households have installed rooftop rainwater harvesting system. Yes, 200 households. This is a very backward village. Please remember this point. That see, even though this is a very backward village, still 200 households have installed rooftop rainwater harvesting system here. Okay. You know students, this area receives an annual precipitation, annual rain of 1000 millimeter, and they are successfully collecting 80% of it efficiently. Just imagine, they are receiving 1000 millimeter and they are collecting 80% of it. That means maximum water is collected, maximum water is saved, and every household can collect and use about 50,000 liters of water annually and use it according to their needs. So this way so much water is saved. And if I talk about 200 houses, see, one household can save 50,000 liters of water annually, and if I talk about 200 houses, then the net amount of rainwater harvested annually amounts to 1 lakh liters. Yes, and this is, I would say, this is a classical example of rooftop rainwater harvesting. Even though this is a very backward village, still 200 households have adopted this system and they are saving so much water, they are using so much water. In real terms, they are actually saving water. See, this area is only receiving 1000 mm of water, and out of which 80% they are saving. So this is a classical example of rooftop rainwater harvesting. Now students, let me tell you one fact about Tamil Nadu. You know, Tamil Nadu is the first state in India which has made rooftop rainwater harvesting structure compulsory to all the houses across the states. And you know, legal action is taken against the people who have not constructed it, or the people who are not using this rooftop rainwater harvesting. So please remember that Tamil Nadu is the first state in India which has made compulsory for all the households to construct rooftop rainwater harvesting. So with this, we come to the end of the chapter. I hope that all the topics, all the points are clear to everybody. Now students, we will be proceeding with the exercises. Okay, so let's start with the exercises. So students, let's start with the first question given on page number 33, that is multiple choice questions. In this we have question number 1, as you can see on the screen. So, the first question is, based on the information given below, classify each of the situations as suffering from water scarcity or not suffering from water scarcity. So, some of the situations are given and you have to state, you have to say whether these situations or whether these conditions, they are, cut this line, whether these situations are suffering from water scarcity or whether or they are not suffering from water scarcity. So statement A, regions with high annual rainfall. Of course, students, the regions that have high annual rainfall, they will not suffer from water scarcity. So if I talk about A, then this is not suffering from water scarcity. Next, B, regions having high annual rainfall and large population. See, even if the region is having high rainfall, high annual rainfall, but if the population will be there, if there will be high or large population, then definitely that area will suffer water scarcity, because if population will be there, the population needs water for several purposes, right? For drinking purpose, not only for drinking, for eating purpose and for several other purposes. If population will be there, if people will be there, then needs will be unlimited. The needs of human beings are almost unlimited. So definitely that region will face water scarcity. Next, C, regions having high annual rainfall but water is highly polluted. See, even if the region is having high annual rainfall, but if the water is polluted, that means the water is not ideal, the water is not suitable for drinking, that means that region is facing water scarcity. That means it is suffering from water scarcity, because even though water is there, but the condition of water is not good. That water cannot be used. We cannot drink that water, and that water cannot be used for several other purposes. Because if we will use the polluted water, then it will cause several diseases. It will be very hazardous for our health. So if I talk about C, then it is suffering from water scarcity. The last one, D, regions having low rainfall and low population. See, if the region is having low rainfall and the population is also less, then that area, that region will not suffer from water scarcity. So I hope that question number 1 is clear to everybody. Now let's move to second. So the question is, which of the following statements is not an argument in favor of multi-purpose river projects? The 4 options are: option A, multi-purpose projects being multi-purpose projects bring water to those areas which suffer from water scarcity. Option B, multi-purpose projects by regulating water flow helps to control floods. Option C, multi-purpose projects lead to large-scale displacement and loss of livelihood. And option D, multi-purpose projects generate electricity for our industrial and our homes. So which option will be correct? See, option number C, that is multi-purpose projects lead to large-scale displacements and loss of livelihood. This statement is absolutely true with regard to the question. So the correct option will be option C. So students, I feel that all the questions that I have discussed right now are clear to everybody. I'll be discussing the next questions. I'll be explaining the next questions. I'll be explaining the next question in the next video. Till then, stay healthy, stay safe and study regularly and properly. Thank you so much.